So here's the problem. Let me know if any part of this rings true for you. You've tried starting new habits, maybe you've had some wins, or maybe you feel like you've had more than your fair share of losses. What you know for sure is that you are leaving a lot on the table, and if you could just figure out how to set a goal and stick to it, your life would be so much better. If you could just set the goal to lose the weight, to save the money, to learn the new skill, to cut down on drinking or smoking or whatever your goal might be, and actually follow through. But what actually happens? Well, sometimes you make progress, but often you fall short, or sometimes even go further backwards. Maybe it worked for a week or two before you ran out of steam and it was just another failed New Year's resolution. In the end, you didn't learn the new skill, you spent the money you were going to save, you put on weight and your back hurts more than ever. Eventually, after trying so many times, your self-confidence takes a big hit and you feel hopeless to make any real significant changes in your life. You try again, this time with feeling. And when you get the same result, eventually you just go numb to it. And while you're numb, all that potential goes down the drain. It's not a great place to be. And of course, not everyone is like this. I know some of you feel pretty good most of the time, and others feel so awful that it seems impossible for anyone else to understand. But whether you're in a good place or not, if you want to make a better future for yourself by building good habits suited exactly to your capability and optimized so that you can't lose, that's right, so that you can't lose, stay tuned and I'll show you how. Did you know that there is a sweet spot for setting the right goal for you so that you can optimize your learning and motivation? It's based on the fact that we don't want to do things that are so hard that we get discouraged, but we also don't want to do things that are so easy that we get bored. In the description below, I have provided a link to a study published in the Nature Science Journal that shows that there is a Goldilocks zone, a sweet spot for setting your goals to maximize your learning and motivation. To find that sweet spot, you want to write your goals in such a way that you succeed 85% of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. And you definitely do not want to set your goals so that you are failing most of the time. Let me give you an example using the OPS matrix. If you set a goal to run 7 days a week and you run 3 days a week, well, you are failing more than half the time. To be exact, you are failing 57% of the time and only succeeding 43% of the time, which gives you a score of 43. This goal is too difficult. And the science in this study says that by using this as a goal and failing at such a high rate, your learning and motivation in this area will be well short of optimal. So what to do? What you do is you change the rules of the game by adjusting your goal over time so that you are scoring close to 85. And you're doing this not because you're trying to find an easy way out. You do this because you want to optimize your learning and motivation to improve in this area. There are two ways to optimize the goal. We can change the frequency or we can change the requirement. If we change the frequency of the goal to running 3 days a week and we run 3 days a week, now we have a score of 100. This is much better than a score of 43. Ideally, we want our overall score to be close to 85. The other way to optimize your goal is to change the actual requirement. If you set a goal to run 30 minutes a day and succeed once and fail all the other 6 days, you can easily see how this is going to negatively affect your motivation going forwards. So we optimize this in the OPS matrix by setting a more achievable requirement of running 10 minutes every day instead. Now, let's say, for example, that we get to the end of the week and we were able to run 10 minutes 6 times out of the 7. This gives us a score of 86. So the idea is to keep on tweaking your goals in such a way that you're getting a score as close to 85 as possible. The problem for most people though is that they don't measure and they don't know how well they are doing, and so they set goals that are way too hard or way too easy. As Peter Drucker, the famous management consultant, said, "What gets measured gets managed." Or to quote another famous management guru, Eli Goldratt, "Tell me how you will measure me and I will tell you how I will behave." With the OPS matrix, you can measure your progress, and most importantly, it's dead simple and super fast. Here's a video of me updating my habits using the OPS matrix on my mobile phone. So pretty easy, right? Now let me show you the scoreboard. Each person has their own scoreboard set up where they can see it all the time. The scoreboards are synced so that when one person completes a habit, it is updated on all scoreboards. The Ops Matrix scoreboard can be set up on your computer, your phone, your tablet, all in under 10 minutes. What it does is it makes the complex simple. No matter how many habits you are tracking, the scoreboard will calculate a simple score out of 100, whether you track one habit or 50 habits. It's easy to set a goal and forget about it. Setting a goal in a notebook somewhere and then forgetting about it will not lead you to success. The more visible the scoreboard, the better. If other people see it, great. Don't worry, there's nothing personal on there, it's just a number. And remember, you'll be setting your goals up so that you can't lose. The scoreboard also shares your wins. Having a team who care about your wins is vital. The scoreboard automatically shares your wins and lets you know when others in your team are winning as well. You don't need to be calling 20 times a day to boast. Let the scoreboard do the talking. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that measuring your goals is a good idea? Do you think that using those measurements to optimize your goals so that you succeed 85% of the time is a good idea? And what about setting up a scoreboard so that you don't forget about your goals? What about being part of a group where you can all share your wins with each other? Do you think you might start hitting more of your goals with a system like this? Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're ready to try it out, great. It's very easy to set up and you'll be up and running in less than 10 minutes.